Hello everyone, it's Chrissy from Chrissy's Beautiful Life, and I'm here to do my April layout shares. There's quite a few, so let's dive right in. Here's one. I shared it in March as well, but I ended up deciding that I loved it so much it had to be featured for one of my Confessions of a Paper Addict design teams layouts. It's the stitching cut file, the fish stitching cut file, and I love it so much. So I definitely had to refeature this as a design team layout. So there is that one. It's we went to we were actually going to a friend's birthday party, but it has a really cool aquarium in the hobby store thing that we went to. I can never think of what it's called, and it's really popular, and it just, I can never think of it. But yeah, hunting and fishing and all of that type of stuff is there, camping and all of that, the stuff that we don't really do. So that's probably why I can't think of it. Okay, so there's that one. And then we have this one, which is based off of a sketch from 100 Sketchy Videos. That's Sandy's series that she's doing for her 100-day challenge, and I participated on Mondays for this month using my How to Kill a Kit with Style, which is Paige Evans Go the Scenic Route. You're going to see a ton of that in this share. And then the photos are, they got to go in these fun little boats. They're kind of like bumper boats, and then you can shoot water too. And anyways, it's really cool. And my 5-year-old at the time got to, 6-year-old at the time, got to drive it. So he thought he was even cooler, and he just had a fabulous time. And this was the one thing he really wanted to do. And so he got to do it, and he loved it. This is one that was a fun challenge over on the Facebook group that's been started. And we kind of on Thursdays just share some layouts that have been inspiring us for that week. And then the most popular one, I just suggest, you know, hey, this was the popular one of the week. Why don't we scrapbook it if you got the time? And so this was one of those. And I love how this turned out. So much fun. I love these sequins. So not exactly like I expected it to be, but I am still really happy with it. So that's my son. So at the hotel room, this is vacation as well. He, at that time, was all into being yoga dude. So he'd always be like, Mom, look. So yoga in bed. So I titled it, Relax, Namaste in Bed. I thought I was being clever. And then this one is scrap lifting Kelsey. She reached 2,000 subscribers, so we did a hop for her, and I had lots of fun. I haven't really used this collection a whole lot. I kind of hoard it, so I pulled it out and used it to document all my little ones. They're so little. He's like, I don't know, maybe 2 months old in that photo, maybe 3. So little. So cute. So yeah, did that. I kind of messed up I messed that up, and so I had to come up with a way to fix it, and that was to use tags to fix that there. And yeah, my photos, a bunch of other tags, and I'll put some journaling there. There's that one. Here's another one for Confessions of a Paper Addict, and I love how this one turned out. I think it's fun and playful and just all things fabulous. So here's a photo of my daughter just being happy. This was the second morning of our vacation, and I just said her name and she turned around, caught that cute photo, and then I used I shrunk down a cut file to make it work because I only have a portrait. So I have to make the cut files work for me. So I went ahead and did that, a few banners, and just kind of played with what I had. And I got that little bird used up, which made me really happy too. All right, and now we have, this one is another one for the Sandy's sketch series. Okay, so this one is, like I said, from Sandy's sketch, one of the sketches for the Monday, and I had fun. It's a very kind of blank space one. so that it has some resting space in the album, because as you've seen, some of them are really, really busy, and this one we just wanted a little bit of so I went ahead and did that. And this is just documenting my little guy, because we took pictures of him. He was very much there, but of course he's little and didn't get to experience everything that the other ones did because he's little. So this is just a vacation from his point of view, and I had fun with this one. And I like that I was able to get something of him, just him, because you'll see I have a bunch of just Jackson and just Nora, but I didn't have a ton of just Barrett. So that is his. Here is another one that is scrap lifting Castbox. So this is another one from the Facebook group. It was just kind of the popular one for that week. So I went ahead and did that. And my boys, when we first got there, we went to a little kind of side part to the lake, and they were just kind of testing it out. So I was able to document my boys, but using a bunch of different patterns. And I really love how this turned out. Just really cool. I love these shots. I just love them. They're so cool. All right. Here's one of my daughter in the sandcastle art. She loved this little sandcastle. It was her princess castle. And so I definitely had to get that kind of documented on its own. And this is using a cut file from Confessions of a Paper Addict. It was for one of my design team commitments for them. And then of course, the rest of it is just from the collection. And then there's some sequins splattered throughout as well. But yes, I'm really happy with how this one turned out. And I love this little stitching the corner thing. I did it on a couple layouts, and I'm slightly obsessed with that now. So there's that one. And this one is Spiegel Mom Scraps layout, I believe. It is using a cut file from Confessions of a Paper Addict, but then it's the second day at the beach, and I caught this cool shot. I just love the angle of it. And then I had these extra photos, and I just wanted to include them. So I kind of just bunched them up there. And I really am into taking, like from my view, because my family is normally in front of me, and like Sean is, because he's so tall, tends to lead, and then I take up the back, right? And so this is normally my view is the back of my family. So I do like to take those types of shots because I see it all the time, and that's how I see what they see sometimes. And I'm really into taking those types of perspective shots. All right, so yep, so cut file, some stitching, and just using the collection there. All right, now we get to go into, I'm gonna grab the rest of the layouts here. It went into Build a Page. So if you saw that, it was a week-long series that I did with Moira and Kristen, and I started with picking some pattern papers, and then I built my pages off of that. So I will try to remember to leave the links below. I'm really, really bad at links, but I'll leave it at least to how I created the first one, and you can click from there. So this one was for the first one, again using a sketch from the 100 Sketchy Videos series. I used a bunch of washi tape, and I used a whole bunch of stuff that was in this collection that I built for this page kit. And the photos are from Mother's Day of 2019, and I just think they're super cute, and I love them. And they're in black and white, so they're not quite, there's lots of colors going on there, so I left them in black and white so that I could feature it in this type of way instead. This one's for layout too, so I fussy cut out this really gorgeous wreath. I sprinkled some sequins really into it. It's hard to see it unless I move it around, and you might catch a glimpse of it. And then yeah, I used most of it. Mostly what I love about this one is the title. I just love that title. So for the moments that don't feel like anything but are everything. So I really, really, really like how this one turned out. Super cute. And the photo was just a random photo of me and my daughter with Snapchat, but it was fitting for that layout. And here's one where my kids got to have ice cream from the ice cream truck that used to go by our old house. So I used you'll see in a layout coming up, I had a ice cream cut file, and so the outline of it, I just sprayed it. and then kind of drew black around it so that you could see them stand out. And then I found this random truck in my stash of cut files, so I turned it into the ice cream truck, and that was really fun, and just did a bunch of fun things that make it say summer and ice cream. And I'm really happy with how this one turned out as well. So much fun. They loved that ice cream. Yeah. Okay, let's see here. All right, and this is the last one. The fifth one is a Traveler's Notebook spread. I just don't have it on me, but if you watch my Build a Page wrap up, you can see it there. This is my really out there layout, but I do like it. It's fun, it's playful, it works. I did some stitching, used a cut file, used all the things that were in this that I used to build the page, and I just think it's super cute. And then this photo, I've been dying to scrapbook it, taken forever to get to it, so I'm just happy to. Okay, let's see if I can get this done. Sorry. I always try to film this at the worst possible time, but there's a lot to get done and only have so much time in a day, right? So here is one where this is for the Lift-a-thon. So I got to scrap lift the fabulous Amanda Jane Baldwin, and her layouts are gorgeous. So took on her layout and kind of made it into my own, but I just love it. Look, I fixed the spelling. I had spelled vacay without a Y. Didn't see it. Someone mentioned it to me and I fixed it. So please, if you ever see that I've misspelled something, just let me know. I gladly fix my mistakes. I look at things, I'm like, yeah, that looks right, and I move on, and I don't actually double check myself. So always feel like you can tell me, you're never gonna hurt my feelings. So there's this layout. I'm really happy with this one. Kind of wraps up the whole thing. This actually goes into our family album versus the vacation album. So that's why it has a lot of repeated photos on there. Okay, this one was to scrap lift Rebecca Moore. She hit, I think, 500 subbies, and so we did a fun scrap lift for her too. I love those series. The milestone series are so much fun to celebrate people reaching fun things, because it just means YouTube is growing, the community is growing, and I love that. So this is documenting our hotel, and so this will go next to the one of my son doing yoga in bed. Love this one. Lots of florals. This is a really easy one, actually, other than the fact that I kind of messed up my mixed media, like when I went to tape it down, so it's all wrinkled. But yeah, I spilled a whole bunch out, but that's okay. Yeah, this one flew together, so that was nice. And here's the one where I was talking about that ice cream cut file. So this is for Confessions of a Paper Addict, using this cut file, and then the kids enjoying their ice cream. I did a bit of a whitewash in the background of these hearts using my favorite acrylic. It's got a metallic finish to it, so it kind of shimmers a little bit, which I love, and added a few sequins as well. Love that one. Christmas in April. This one is a little out there too, but I do like how it turned out. I kind of like the funny angles, and it just worked. It was a party, so I felt like I could play a little bit, and I think it gives off that vibe pretty well. And just documenting the Zoom holiday party that I got to do. Here is the last sketch for 100 sketchy videos that I'm participating in with. So I love that one. There's again that whitewash effect using that metallic white finish. Love that. I love it. And it made me be able to use something that was really bright and be able to use it. So that was awesome. Got that. My son, he wanted, so right there is where the boats are that they got to go on, and then that is like a fun little water play thing. You have to be a certain age to go on that without an adult, and yeah, Sean and I were like, oh, there's no way we can spend the money, because it's kind of pricey, but to spend the money and then be out there for longer than whatever, leaving the other parent with the other two children, we're just like, not this year. So eventually, if we ever go back, hopefully the kids will be older and they can go and have fun. That will be the plan for that. Oh, and my A fell off. Uh-oh, I'm gonna have to fix that. Let's fix that right now before I forget, and then I lose the A and I don't know what the A is for. And yeah, sometimes these ones stick and sometimes they don't. It's really funny. I always check them, and if they don't pull off, like if they seem pretty stuck, I leave them, but if they pull off easily, I glue them. So I must have missed that one. Okay, let's see, we're almost there. This one was for Spiegel Mom's Scraps design team, and I love this. So this is a like a specialty paper from Paige Evans, not from the Go the Scenic group, but like another one, probably Whimsical. So I used it to back it with the collection that I was using. These photos of my daughter at the courtyard, she just loved it there. She had so much fun. And I used all the flowers that I could. And I was expecting this to be have way more florals and have lots more things, but it didn't end up that way. And I'm totally fine with it. I love how it turned out. There's that idea of stitching the corners again, like I talked about, but I did that with sequins. And I'm really, really happy with how this turned out. I think it's just a really pretty layout. So there's that one. That one might be one of my favorites of the month. It's hard to pick. I did a lot. And this one is for Off the Board. I scrap lifted my bestie Daisy because she had done a layout with this type of a cut file. Hers is bigger, but I shrunk mine down. Again, I don't have a 12 by 12 cut file machine, so I have to make things work. And yeah, I actually had started with the photo of my son that I showed with you a couple layouts back, and then switched it to this one of our family. And I love how this turned out. Used some more sequins, but used more of the florals to make that work. And I'm just very, very happy with that. And then wrapping it up with the new series called Crafty IQ, which is a fun challenge series that will be happening once a month. And if you want more details about that, I will leave the link to this video too, so you can check it out. And if you want to participate, just let me know in the comments of that video. All right, my buzzer is going off yet again. That tells me it's time to get ready to go. And thanks so much for watching. Let's do a final count here. You are going to hear that go off again. I apologize, but we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 layouts in April, plus the one I overshared, so 21 in total. And I should mention, I'm sorry about the buzzer, you guys. This one was of the dance parties we used to have when we were on lockdown. It's what it's documenting. And it just was the highlight of our day, was these dance parties. So I'm happy to have that documented. And then the recipe and all about it, like I said, I'll leave the link below for that, so you get a little bit more information, because I didn't do a very good job of sharing that. All right, thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys all soon, and welcome to May. Bye, everyone.